Police and EMS arrive and find 2 men hit twice with the UWOP. They transport them to the ER, where one of them expired. Once the detectives arrive, they learn that the surviving victim was hit 4 times, and the expired victim was hit 5 times. The expired victim is identified as 44-year-old Tully Clark. Worked with his father refinishing furniture and is a father of 2. Tully was hit in the neck, knee, and back. Now, they see the UWOP was let loose from the house next door. It's 10 casings in the driveway. So Detective Letterman speak to the homeowner where the casings was found, and Detective White speak to the residence where the victims were found. One of them tell White she was outside and heard arguing. The UWOP went off, and her friend was screaming, "Call 911. Now the owner where the casings were found said their 4 loud plants were stolen by the victims next door. So they take everybody from both houses to the station, 6 total. Patrol get a lead that they saw a guy fleeing in the alley nearby. So they grabbed a dog and began searching the area where he was last seen. They see a neighbor in the yard that saw him also. As they're walking through the alley,
You located the firearm? The witness said that they saw him running through this alley. We just walked slowly through here, and the dog just went over the fence, started pawing at it.
Man, somebody needs an extra biscuit.
So they process that in to evidence, and the other detectives start the interviews down at the station. They start with the owner of the house where the victims came from. He stated that the dudes next door pulled up, asked, "Where's my stuff?" One of the guys pulled the UWOP. He go inside the house, and the guy let the UWOP loose. So detectives asked what provoked him to let the UWOP loose. He said that the surviving victim was arguing with the suspect. That's when the guy walked into the house next door and grabbed the UWOP. So they wrapped that up, start talking to the neighbor whom confronted the victim about his plants. He said there has been nothing but problems with the neighbors. They steal, make a lot of noise, and burn things in the middle of the night. So he noticed that his plants were cut down and sticks and buds leading to their house. So they confronted the next door neighbor wife. She said her husband would be back around 5. When he got home, he told him he didn't take the plants.
The dude walked out, we walked out. It's like I didn't take you know what I mean, all that. Dude comes outside, has a gun in his hands, not the husband, it's the guy. Okay. Long hair guy. He was about, you know what I mean, about to...
Then he heard the UWOP go off. The detectives asked who did it. He said he doesn't know. So they end that interview. Then turned to the owner of the house where the plants were taken from. She said the problem started with the constant traffic over there, and they were going through a yard, not taking care of their dogs. So detectives asked her to tell them about what happened with the plant. She stated that she woke up and noticed the plants were gone. Then she heard someone at the front door. It was her son and his friends. She heard someone holler, "He's got the UWOP," and then someone let it loose, and he took off. The detectives asked who took off. She said a guy named Mike, but she doesn't know his last name. They asked her to describe Mike. She says black guy, 5'10", 150 pounds, in his 20s. So they end that interview, talked to one of the guys that was with Mike. He said that the plan was to come back and talk to them. He stated he didn't see anyone get hit with the UWOP because he went inside, but that he did drive Mike over there. He said he doesn't know his last name, but could point him out if he see him. So they leave that interview, start checking for Mike in the computer, a.k.a. Mike.
Males. Name Mike. Found a bunch of Mikes that are black, but not that many that are skinny. This guy's the right age.
Go back in there with the picture of Mike. Just show him. Who's that?
Find someone similar and take the photo in there to show it to the guy who drove him over there. He picks him out as Mike. He's identified as Michael Marshall. He has active warrants and currently is on parole. Now they show the photo to the owner of the home where the plants was taken. She picks out Mike. So they end all those interviews, get an address on Mike, and start the search. They hit the house. Mike wasn't there. Now detectives head to the hospital where the surviving victim is, because everyone said that he had the UWOP also. He said the neighbors thought their buddies stole their plants. He came outside, truckload of guys came out.
At that point,
I came out the front door, closed behind me inside the house. I put my hand behind my back like I had a gun, and I didn't, and I kind of regret it now.
Because I got shot for it.
So the guys exit his yard and move into their yard, steady running off at the mouth. Then one of them pulled a oo-wop. He egged the guy on, and the guy let the oo-wop loose, hitting him in Tully. So they show him a photo of Mike. He picks him out. So they wrap that interview up, try to figure out if it's self-defense or not. So they meet with the DA and decide to charge Michael Marshall with first-degree M. So they turn to the news.
Police are searching for a man wanted in connection with a murder earlier this week.
Police say Michael Marshall shot 2 people. One of them died.
Tulsa police issued an arrest warrant earlier today. They say Marshall should be considered armed and dangerous.
So they get a tip where Mike is. Head over there, snatch Mike up, take him in for interrogation. They let Mike know that he has an M warrant out for his arrest, and they're trying to get his side of the story. Mike said he got out the vehicle. His partner questioned the neighbor. He goes in the house and comes back outside. The neighbor had the oo-wop coming towards his partner, and he let loose. So they asked him, where is the oo-wop? He said that he threw it when he ran. Then they asked him, where did he get it from? He said one of them inside the house gave it to him. So they end that interview and arrest Michael Marshall. The casings found at the scene matched the oo-wop the detectives found. Michael Marshall was charged with first-degree M and is currently awaiting trial. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button. Leave me some comments. Stay safe out there. I'm done talking.
So he started shooting and he said he wouldn't do anything different. This is just going to have to play itself out in court.